Speed's coverage of the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series on Speed is brought to you by Roundup, Extended Control Weed and Grass Killer, plus Weed Preventer. By Touch of Gray, gets rid of some gray, never all. And by AT&T. Sun low in the sky here in Darlington, South Carolina. The Aaron's Lucky Dog goes to the 07 of Jamie Dick. And let's go trackside once again for Ray Dunlap.
Well, I just wanted to confirm quickly that the Red Bull truck of Cole Witt did go with right side tires only. They said they really needed that track position back. He said, I love the way this truck was in clean air, so they gambled a little bit. 2 tires on the last pit stop.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. That's 20-something laps on those tires. You know, yeah, you can stay out in clean air. I'm just not sure you can race anybody with those tires.
Green flag back in the air, side by side. Cole Witt on the outside, Kasey Kahne on the inside, and Kahne makes the pass on the restart.
I think Cole Witt is already paying the price. They didn't even get to turn 1.
Kasey Kahne jumps out in front.
If Cole Witt can settle out somewhere around the top 5 and they run a long run until they put tires on again, then it will have worked. Because before, he was mired at the very backside of the top 10.
Take a look at this. James Buescher trying to make the move on the inside. He tries to pass Kasey Kahne as they go by the stripe.
Just think of the redemption for James Buescher. He finished second in this race a year ago, missed the show at Phoenix 2 weeks ago.
And how about this? Flexing his muscle as he goes down the backstretch. James Buescher leading at Darlington. Cole Witt trying to stay up to speed. Right behind Todd Bodine. Johnny Sauter just behind that 60. Now Sauter peeks to the outside. Will he be able to make the pass? There's Carmichael. Looks like he may have smacked the wall in the right rear of that truck.
Watch him just bottom of your screen, right behind the 66 black and white truck. He does make some contact. There's Taylor Mawson going by on the inside. Here's another view from his onboard. That's Justin Marks, the 66 right in front of him. It's about as easy.
A little too high.
About as easy you can hit one here.
Yep.
3 of Austin Dillon, the 2 of Elliott Sadler. Timothy Peters just behind those 2, and now we see Matt Crafton trying to make the move to the inside of Timothy Peters. He makes the pass.
Parker Clearman gets by the 62 of Brendan Gaughan. Remember, Brendan was another one of those trucks that put 2 tires on that last pit stop.
Trying to get that all-important track position here at Darlington.
See the 5 truck of Travis Quapple right behind the 29 of Parker Clearman and the 62 of Brendan Gaughan.
Looks like we got a battle for the lead shaping back up, though. Kasey Kahne at that 18, reeling that 31 truck of James Buescher back in. I do stand corrected. James Buescher finished 7th a year ago in this race, not 2nd.
Buescher still with a 3-truck length lead over Kasey Kahne, the winner of this race back in 2004.
Buescher's had a couple of runner-up finishes in his career here in the Camping World Truck Series, both coming last year. There's Austin Dillon, moves to the inside of Cole Witt. I think you're right, Larry. He's paying the price for those 2 tires. If he loses very many more positions, then it will not have worked for him.
Yeah, you know, you get about 15 or less laps on them, you can get by with it. But you start getting 20-plus laps, it's just hard to overcome that.
There's Elliott Sadler trying to make his way by Cole Witt. For the 7th position, there's Matt Crafton we're riding along with in his Menard Chevrolet.
You know, you could hear Matt Crafton through 3 and 4 really get out of the throttle, and now he's going to have to check up for Elliott Sadler in 1 and 2. But a lot of times they're holding it down a lot longer in 1 and 2 than they are in 3 and 4.
You see him just pedal it just ever so slightly coming off at turn number 2.
Battle for the lead. Kasey Kahne looks to the outside. Buescher gives him room, moves to the inside. And Kahne is going to take over the top spot.
Yeah, James Buescher, 31 truck, he had no choice there because Kasey Kahne had that run off turn 4.
Well, Sparks out from underneath the 2 of Elliott Sadler. He's able to hold on to that spot.
Just able to get by the 60 of Cole Witt. There's Timothy Peters. You heard him have to check up a little bit behind the 88 of Matt Crafton, who's right behind that 60 truck of Cole Witt.
You can see now, and you can hear him really playing with that throttle, that the sun is just about down. We're just about in the dusk here, and the track is really going to start picking up some grip.
Crafton looks to the inside of Cole Witt as they go into 1 and 2.
It's a battle for the 8th position.
There you see the sun as they go down the backstretch. That sun almost clearing the grandstands now.
But not an issue for the driver right now. Matt Crafton able to make that pass. Cole Witt gave him a break. Here comes Timothy Peters. He's also going to get by the 60 of Cole Witt.
You know, the 17 of Timothy Peters is rolling 3 and 4 so good. He made up so much room on not only Cole Witt but also Matt Crafton as he went through 3 and 4.
Brendan Gaughan able to get by Parker Kligerman. Brendan moves up to the 11th spot.
Battle about to take place here for the 2nd position. James Buescher holds it now, but here comes the 30 of Todd Bodine.
It's almost like the deeper we get into the race there, a little give and take there, more giving than taken by Todd Bodine in that 30 truck.
And Bodine was smart there because the 7 of Miguel Paludo was down on the bottom of the racetrack. He knew if he went down there he would have problems. Oh, up into the wall is the 8 of Nelson Piquet Jr. He makes contact once again with the wall.
Yeah, he had made contact with Parker Kligerman, and now we got Jason White in a 23 and Joey Coulter in a 22, and they make hard contact on the back straightaway.
6 caution comes out.
And I think that was the aftermath of Nelson Piquet Jr. getting into the wall. He and Parker Kligerman got together, and I think it may have cut down the right front tire on that A truck of Nelson Piquet Jr.
Yeah, they got together pretty good down in the middle of turn 1 and 2.
There's that right front tire that is down on the wheel for Nelson Piquet Jr. in that Cade's Chevrolet.
We've passed the halfway point of this race.
I think we're going to stay out now, Larry, don't you?
Yeah, I don't think we can come this quick after a caution. This is the contact that we were talking about. You see the 8 truck of Nelson Piquet just gets up into Parker Kligerman in the 29. Kligerman has to roll out.
And I think that tire deflated on that 8 truck. He got on the outside wall. And then when these other trucks came off the corner here, I think they took evasive moves, and somehow Jason White in the 23 got involved. Ricky Carmichael's onboard camera. There's Travis Quapple, the 5. See those 2 trucks get together, the 8 and the 29. Ricky's going to jump to the inside, follow Travis Quapple along the inside.
And this is the first incident where the 8 hits the wall. Now watch behind him. Jason White already sideways coming out of 2.
Joey Coulter in the 22 tried to check up. He gets sideways, and they end up hitting each other, getting together at the bottom of the racetrack.
This is Nelson Piquet's onboard.
You know, it looked like the right front tire of Nelson Piquet Jr.'s truck was never against the 29 truck of Parker Kligerman.
See the right side damage to that number 8.
A lot of damage to that 22 truck in the garage of Joey Coulter's. You know, Cole Witt probably did not want to see this caution. He wanted to see it go a little deeper. He's now sitting back there in 10th with only those 2 fresh right side tires.
We saw the driver of the 23, Jason White, make his way out of the truck and into the ambulance. He'll take the ride to the infield care center, get checked out. They continue to work on the 8 of Nelson Piquet Jr., trying to get that truck back out on the racetrack. The 6th caution of the day has come out at Darlington Raceway. It's the track too tough to tame. Well, could Casey Kane tame it once again? He's been out front for numerous laps. Can he hold off the hard-charging James Buescher and Todd Bodine? March 20th, the biggest pre-race show in NASCAR heads to the world's fastest half mile. And before Thunder Valley gets rocking and rolling, JR, Kenny, Kyle, Wendy, and Hermie give you the ultimate setup for one of the most exciting events in motorsports. NASCAR Race Day built by the Home Depot from Bristol. That's March 20th, 10:30 Eastern, live on Speed. We see Nelson Piquet, his guys working on the truck, but also they've got a little camera action going on there. You know, amazingly, Speed is all over the world. A lot of people, as a matter of fact,
75 different countries.
Ray, I think you've got some stats.
Well, yeah, it's so cool that it's all over. But here's the thing, Rick. Samantha and Kyle Busch are in Cancun on vacation this week, and they're watching the race tonight being broadcast on Speed. But guess what? It's in Spanish. And Samantha just tweeted a minute ago, she said, I should have paid a lot more attention back in school so I'd know what was going on. Hermie?
Yeah, I want to catch up with Joey Coulter. Your first trip to Darlington didn't end up quite like you wanted. Tell us what happened.
Just somebody spun out in front of us, and with the sun just kind of going over the wall and stuff, it got really hard to see with all the smoke, and just got run into from behind. You know, I'm sure it wasn't, nobody's fault, just a blind spot in the racetrack kind of. I hate it. You know, we had a pretty good truck. I was really just kind of starting to learn the place and have some fun, and it's just unfortunate we got tore up, but we're looking forward to Martinsville. Yeah,
good attitude. He's going to try to come back and get him at Martinsville. A tough day for Joey Coulter here in Darlington.
Crew continues to work on that truck. The Aaron's Lucky Dog goes to David Starr in number 81. He'll be back on the lead lap.
I think Joey's truck needs a makeover. We saw him have a makeover in the setup show, but
I don't think whatever they did to their eyebrows are gonna,
plucking.
Yeah, that's not going to work with that truck.
Yeah, he's been on spring break. He goes to UNC Charlotte. His spring break has not ended like I think he actually wanted it to.
Not at all. Coming out of turn 4, green flag back in the air. Casey Kane on the outside. On the inside, it's James Buescher. Right behind Kane in the 33, Ron Hornaday, as they make their way through 1 and 2.
Looked like Cole Witt was really slow on that restart. He's lost several more positions.
He continues to pay the price. And I think we just paid the price.
Yeah, our camera just paid the price, too, as they came out at number 2. Well, we broke a lens.
Ron Hornaday now moved up into the 2nd spot. Todd Bodine round running through. 3 wide coming off turn 4.
Oh, a little contact.
They're still bouncing off each other.
Trying to find that real estate on this very tight racetrack. There's Justin Marks in the 66 that was sideways.
Cole Witt now has dropped back to the 14th position.
Yeah, he needs a caution. He needs one bad, and more than anything, he needs 4 fresh Goodyear tires.
Taylor Malsom able to get by to get another position away from Cole Witt.
68 laps to go. What do they have to do to get to that window where they're done? They can stay on the track.
Yeah. Probably somewhere around lap 90, I would say.
Yeah, about 10 more laps, and that'll do it.
So Cole Witt, one of the drivers, holding on right now. Side by side they stay as they come out of turn number 2, working their way down the backstretch. It's the 93 on the inside of Shane Sieg.
Now Parker Kligerman in that 29 truck came to pit road and got 4 fresh tires under that last caution.
He's making his way back towards the front too. It's amazing what those 4 fresh tires will do. You're going to see him drive by Cole Witt right now.
They'll solve a lot of handling issues.
Cole Witt on the high side. We see Parker Kligerman making the pass now. Oh, and Cole Witt into the wall a bit as he came out of 2. There's your Darlington stripe, Cole Witt. Dusty Davis goes by in the 15.
DJ Bell gets by. The Liberty Tile Recycling Chevrolet.
Look at the gap already that Casey Kane has put on Ron Hornaday. 1 second was the last time they went by the start-finish line. Gap between 1 and 2.
And on the stopwatch, he's about 2 to 2.5 tenths a lap quicker than Ron Hornaday, Todd Bodine, James Buescher, and Johnny Sauter.
And that's about 25 laps on this set of tires for Casey Kane. And that previous lap was faster than the old track record.
And it's only going to get faster. When they come in late in the race and get 4 fresh tires, and this track has went under darkness and under the lights with a lot of grip, we'll see some lap times laid down.
And this is a little bit different right side tire than these guys had last year. Left side tire is the same, a little bit different right side, a little more grip.
Todd Bodine trying to reel in that 33 of Ron Hornaday. I talked earlier about how beautiful the weather was here. Ray, are you going to contest that?
No, Rick, I just wanted to talk about the weather a little bit for you because Larry's usually the best weatherman, but I did check on the air temperature when we went green. It was 67 degrees. It has dropped 5 degrees right now, and I think Larry's right. As that sun goes down, I got my jacket on. It's got a nice little breeze here, but I think this track is going to grab a lot more grip. And a number of guys on the radio saying, be prepared for your truck to change dramatically in the next 20 laps.
Well, right now, while the track is changing, Todd Bodine in that 30 truck, he is all over the rear bumper of Ron Hornaday in the 33, and James Busher in the 31 has pulled up there.
And Hornaday's all over the racetrack, it looks like. Truck